Folks, welcome back. Well, I can't say we didn't see this coming. You can't say you didn't see this coming. Today's conversation is going to be now on the Double Masters draft and collector boxes and regarding the screenshots and messages that are starting to flow as stores cancel some orders, claim they're either their supply was cut or they just relisted a higher price. There's a couple things we need to talk about. Number one, this happens all the time. About once every couple years, we get a product release, whether it's Magic, Pokemon, I don't know. There's always a set every couple years that causes a lot of turmoil. And when market swings become real extreme, people get very erratic. People get very emotional, angry, because you're talking about large swings of money. Now, you amplify that for the last 2 years, or 18 months, that 5, 6 Magic sets in a row have come out and just eroded in value, and stores have been struggling and begging for something they can make money and replenish their capital to run the business. Well, you've got this nice, perfect cocktail of a disaster in 2022. So first, I want to comment about the pre-order thing. I want to talk about Papa Bezos on old Amazon, and I want to talk about the in general idea of pre-ordering with LGS's direct on a website, in person, eBay, or TCG Player. If you pre-order on eBay, there's already been, I believe, only like one seller on eBay, at least that's people have sent me pictures of and contacted, that has canceled orders for the Double Masters draft. I'm not sure about the collector, but I know the draft, because they sold a bunch of their boxes for about $239 a box, and now they claim their allocation was cut by like 70%, and they're canceling all the $239 box orders on eBay. So after eBay fees, essentially that store would have received, they sold them for $239, that store would have received around what, $225, $220 after the shipping, or I'm sorry, after the eBay fees and processing. So that store out of $240 would have maybe like $215. So that store would have received a net of $215 selling through eBay. Obviously, in a market where those draft boxes are pushing towards $390 to $400 plus tax, that is a massive margin. So if they sold even 120 boxes, and they're, instead of netting to 10, 15, 20 range, they're at 400. That is, we're talking major dollar amounts for that particular store. The problem is with these things, folks, there's no way to determine if they're telling the truth and they were just morons who just pre-sold too many boxes 30, 45 days out, which you shouldn't do ever, or simply put, they realize, holy crap, that is so much money. I screwed up big time. This is the first time a Magic product's done well. We're running thin. Our capital's low. All our other Magic products are tanking in value. People are upset. And now we have one chance of a product to make money, and they're panicking. We don't know which it is. Now, the facts remain. The stores received significantly lower master products than everybody had expected. In addition, only 48 hours ago, which was Friday, this is being filmed on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, should be released around Sunday afternoon. So around 48 hours ago, the last distributor in the United States finally gave out allocation information. And unfortunately, they were very low across the board. Many stores like Rudy, I was like, dude, hey, what'd you guys get? And they're like, well, Rudy, we requested, 240 boxes. We usually get filled around maybe 200 or 180. We got 66 boxes. And I was like, brutal. That's nasty. So, that's the problem. You can't tell the difference. Because some of these stores that are going to cancel legitimately got cut. But the problem is, there's no way to know if it's because they want to flip it at a higher price and get rid of those customers, or because they were morons and sold it too soon. Obviously, both of them are the wrong answer, but that's the situation that some of these people dug themselves into. I'm going to jump over to Amazon. People have been asking, okay, Rudy, based on this scenario, moving forward, pre-ordering on Amazon. In my opinion, moving forward, I almost want to say, all the way up to right before spoiler season starts, I think literally just blanket, what they call kind of blanket pre-ordering, the max on Amazon, because they allow you to cancel without any recourse, as long as they don't process and ship the payment and the order. Honestly, I don't see any downside to that. I think moving forward, whenever there's a specialty Magic or Pokemon product or whatever, I guess specifically Magic, I think moving forward, like the Unset later this year, or maybe a Dominaria or whatever it is, the odds are I think pre-ordering on Amazon is probably going to be a wave of the future for everybody. It's almost going to be something because the reason for it is because Amazon's the only large company. If the price goes up, as long as they fill the order, sometimes they do cancel and they get oversold. But the fact it's backed by Wizards Direct, it's very unlikely. Now, I know the Amazon International or the Amazon Warehouse Deals or the Amazon Global UK or the Amazon Clearance, I know the other divisions of Amazon have a lot higher cancellation rates for being oversold or resealed or, well, not resealed a new product because it's brand new, but as time goes on. So I know the Amazon.com basic US is probably the safest route out of all of them. And again, you can cancel with no recourse. But remember, once they process your payment and they ship it, I do know for a fact from many other people, if you return too many items for a refund, no matter, even if they say it's not refundable, returnable, I know in general on Amazon, if you're a repeat returner or you stick them with product, they will ban your account or they'll remove your buying privileges or they'll suspend you for like 30 days and then it's 6 months, then it's like a lifetime ban. They have systems in place that tracks returns. I don't know if they have systems in place where they track, like if you pre-order a bunch of things and if things start looking bad, if you cancel pre-orders, I don't know if there's anything that if you kind of game that system, I don't know if there's any risk to that. I don't think there is, unless somebody can give me evidence otherwise, because the fact they're not actually, it doesn't cost them money. Anyways, so I just want to say, no, as always, I'm not going to take a list of stores from people, put them on blast, say, don't ever buy from Timmy's Emporium. They canceled everybody's payment. They relisted for $400 plus tax. I'm not in the business to really, I hate bashing anything in particular because it's just a dirty thing. But in general, all I can really say is probably the best thing to do is, of course, if you have a local LGS and you can pre-order in advance, go to the store in person and actually get a receipt or a deposit. But again, if you go in there and you request like 100 boxes of a specialty product and the price swings, don't expect the store to honor 100 boxes if they only get allocated 60 for everybody. They're not going to screw every customer and just fill one big order. I would say, honestly, go to a store, like a local store, and reserve and put a deposit on like a case of 6. Something that's respectable but not insane to be a flipper kind of thing. I think that's probably going to be your best case because the odds of going to a local store, actually meeting the individual or working with a real person you can put a face to and having a deposit and a receipt, I think you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. Now, obviously, on the other side of the coin, some of these sellers on eBay and TCG Player with like no feedback, it's being freight forwarded and shipped from different countries. Be very careful with that stuff because you don't know the time frame. You're not really sure what's going on. But that's just the reality of the situation. This happens once every couple of years. And I still stand by, there's going to be at least one store that's going to run away with like $500,000 of customers' money and they're just going to shut down. Happened in 2020 with Double Masters. Happened with, what was the other? God, there was some other one before that. Was it Modern Masters 2017 or Iconic Masters? Every time there's some big manipulative market thing like this, there always is like one store that just blows up. They just implode on themselves, take all the pre-order money. I swear there was a store. It was like Tapping for Blue or something. And it was all over the internet. And it like fell apart and like they ran off with a bunch of money. Then there was another one. I can't remember the name. Somebody's got to create a database or names of like these businesses that did blow up and take all the money and disappear. And then like eBay had like 800 negative feedback. Somebody's got to make a list of these things because these stories get lost over time and nobody remembers what they are. So anyways, that's what it is. And again, I mean, we're coming off a situation where the Commander Legends Baldur's Gate disaster mess, people think it's the worst Magic set of modern times. Then within 30 days, you get the best Magic the Gathering set in modern times. Again, the cruel summer of 2022 is just so volatile. People are going to have high emotions. They're going to be angry. They're going to be frustrated. The prices are swinging. But at the end of the day, people are angry at Baldur's Gate because, well, the supply is above average. They dumped the restock in all the waves at once before to get all of it in the market. And people feel like that Mana Drain, other mythics, should have been added to really support this, put a safety net in place. And they didn't. There's no safety net. Doesn't mean it's not going to do well long term, but that's what happened. And then we go to the Master set, where people are upset because TCG Players, like as of the filming, TCG player is $390 plus tax. So you're looking at about $420 giggity, about $420 shipped per draft box. As of this filming, TCG player is $288 for a collector box plus tax, so including shipping. So $310 out the door. So again, yeah, people are upset because this is really expensive. And of course, Wizards of the Coast is going to be like, well, this product's not for you. Not every product for you. Which is such a dick thing to say to people. I mean, you know, somebody likes a product. It's too expensive. You're like, well, it's not for you. You don't have enough money. I mean, like, it's such a dick thing. It's like the Blizzards thing. Like, Blizzard with a Diablo. Like, some of that stuff just gets so... You can tell. It's like they lose... Like, dude, what are you doing, man? Don't say this product's not for you because of money. That's a dirty thing to do. But anyways, so yes, the product's very expensive. It makes people upset. And the fact that everybody right now has price memory of the pre-order pricing of 30, 45 days ago, where a draft box was like, was it $260? Like $259 or something plus tax, so maybe like $280. So the fact the prices jumped 30% from $280 to like $400, yeah, that short-term quick price memory, it's like the stock market. Oh God, I had that stock yesterday, I just sold it, and it doubled overnight. I mean, because you're so close, and you have that price memory of something happening so recently, it tends to have more of an impact on how we feel about things. Now, the other side of the coin, as we march in the future, shorter term things like this tend to get lost in translation. As we move forward, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, the whole thing about the $280 price with taxes and shipping Amazon to, you know, $400 on TCG or $420 on TCG player, that tends to dissolve and just sail off into the sunset. It is what it is. Whenever it's a very quick move, the price memory makes everybody very agitated. And that's very, I mean, I get it. Then the other side of the coin, distributors reserve the right to do what they want to do. They can raise the price, they can cut the allocations, they can just keep half the product for themselves and lie. They can do anything they want. Distributors can do what they've done to me. And as if you're a patron, you've already received a private message. We're at the end of the video. And, you know, I had one distributor. It was a very, it's kind of a dirty thing. And, you know, I had to commit to take a bunch of stale product from the distributor to get a large position of collector boxes of Double Masters. But I had to agree to take other product that they didn't want at regular price to do this. So there's a lot of things that go on that get very complicated, that make things more difficult. And the general public doesn't always fully understand what's involved or what you have to do or what you have to trade or sacrifice or commit to get a higher allocation or pay a higher price. There's other variables at work that unfortunately a lot of the, you know, regular players of Magic just have no idea about. On the surface, they just get very angry, they hate a store, they hate me, they hate a content creator, they're angry at Wizards. I mean, everything has valid points. You know, it's easy to hate me, it's easy to hate Wizards, it's easy to hate an LGS or a distributor, but, you know, there's so many moving components. They're all run by people. And anywhere along that kind of chain of command, you know, one of these entities can disrupt it and ripple it. Wizards can say, there's less supply, and it ripples through. A distributor can say, oh, well, everybody gets 24 boxes. Oh, Rudy, if you want 1,000 boxes, you know what? I know you need it. We're going to charge you 20% surcharge, or you got to commit to buying all that stale product over there within 90 days. Otherwise, we're not going to give it to you. And then again, it ripples through the, you know, that's what happens. That's the reality of it that people don't want to discuss, don't want to acknowledge, and just aren't really aware of because it's not really supposed to be discussed. And it leads to a lot of bad takes, a lot of a lot of twisted information of, oh God, he just wants to make $10 billion. You know, it's not really like that many times. And that's the reality of it. And we don't know what all these LGSs around the country, because I guarantee you, G-word, there are stores that pre-ordered hundreds and hundreds of these boxes. And now they're finding out they're not even getting half of that amount. And they're panicking because they may not even have the money to issue the refunds because they use that capital up front to pay other bills and overhead or employees or payroll. And now they're really freaking out. And that tends to start bottlenecking to the implosion or the bankruptcy or taking money and running. Usually that's how these chain of commands go. So be careful, everybody. That's kind of where we're at in the market. And I still think the collector box is better than the draft. I'm going to say it. I said it before. I still think the collector boxes is where it's at. It's cheaper than VIP packs, the textured thing, and I still think it's better, my opinion. Have a great day, everybody.